No, I watched all his videos. He hates white people. Most of his followers hate the unspiced. His words, not mine. How about you? Do you hate white people? You know, I've noticed that you've been in my comments for a minute. And the thing that I noticed about that is that I speak on my history and the struggle of my people. And in doing so, I speak on the atrocities committed against them. Now, you don't seem to have a problem with the crimes committed against my people. What you seem to have a problem with is that in speaking on that history, I call out those who committed those atrocities. Well, if that's the case, and you hate all of my videos, you're really gonna hate this one. Did you know that of the largest 3 ethnic groups in Texas, that Mexicans now make up the majority? This actually happened in 2022, but it's a little fanfare. Anyway, being born and raised in Texas, I'm going to speak on a little Texas history. Saddle up. You ever heard of King Ranch? King Ranch is the largest ranch not only in the state of Texas, but in the entire United States, covering over 825,000 acres. Now, King Ranch is such a well-known and prestigious ranch that in the year 2000, Ford Motor Company teamed up with King Ranch to produce the King Ranch Ford Edition. Now, the photo I'm about to show you was taken on King Ranch in 1915. Now, what you see in this photo are 3 Texas Rangers sitting on horses. And if you zoom in, at the end of their ropes, you'll see 3 dead bodies. 3 dead Mexicans. Jesus Garcia, Mauricio Garcia, and Amado Munoz. Now, this picture was taken just before and after their dead bodies were drug around that ranch. They were killed on suspicion of being bandits. In other words, on general principle. How about this guy? You ever heard of him? That's President Harry Truman giving him the Medal of Honor. His name was Macario Garcia, the first Medal of Honor recipient of Mexican descent. 10 days after this photo was taken, he was refused service at a restaurant in South Texas and beaten because he ignored the signs plastered around town. No dogs or Mexicans allowed. You ever heard of Porvenir? A little Mexican village here in Texas where Texas Rangers and some good old boys rounded up all able-bodied Mexican men and boys, took them to the edge of town and shot them dead on suspicion of aiding bandits. Suspicion. The United States Army came back a few days later to burn that town to the ground. The only thing that remains is this plaque in memory of that massacre. How about the hanging tree of Goliad, Texas? You ever heard of it? Mexicans refer to it as the Mexican hanging tree. There was also a whipping post there. Between 1910 and 1920, more than 5,000 Mexican Americans were either murdered or lynched in Texas alone. Oh, and before I forget, in 1854, all Mexicans in Austin, Texas were ordered to leave Austin, Texas, unless they could be vouched for by a white man. Now, everything I've given you up to this point has been historical fact, not opinion. But you want my opinion? Here you go. You see, people like you think that people like me don't appreciate the opportunities presented to us by being born and raised here in the United States. But I'm here to tell you that the United States of America, to people of color, has never given a goddamn thing, not one. Everything we have, all of our rights, privileges, and freedoms, have been bought and paid for by the blood, sweat, and tears of those that came before us. All of our brown, black, and indigenous brothers and sisters. Have you never heard of the Chicano movement? The Civil Rights Movement? Cesar Chavez, Dolores Huerta, Malcolm X, Martin Luther King, Mendez versus Westminster, Brown versus Board of Education? Everything we have was fought for, and the United States fought us every step of the way. Everything we have does not come by the generosity, humanity of theirs, but by the strength, determination, and perseverance of ours. Stop living that whitewashed lie. Now, if I haven't made myself clear, let me do so in closing. You see, history has clearly shown time and again that the success obtained by people of color here in the United States of America wasn't obtained because of America, but in spite of it. I said what I said.